I'm Ian Paprocki. Welcome to another episode of Mizzou Hockey TV. This week we are with Mason Budde. Mason, thank you for being here. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good, doing good. You guys have had a really successful start to this season, and I want to talk about it. 2 big wins over Oklahoma State, 16 goals in 2 games for your offense. So first of all, just kind of break down your team's performance and the mindset coming off of those 2 wins.
I think the first 2 weeks having close games, 1-2 goals. We needed something to kind of excite us. I think a lot of guys were starting to get down on each other because last year we did score a lot of goals, 5+ I think every game. I don't think there was a couple maybe under 5. So I think seeing a couple big scores was good for us, gave everybody a chance to kind of lighten up and have some more fun.
In terms of your personal performance, you had a big weekend, 2 goals and 4 assists against the Cowboys. What's going right for you with your game right now? How would you break down your game?
Just giving the puck to Ethan. I think it's like every assist is just giving it to Ethan. He's a goal scorer time and time again. He's done a lot of it. Growing up playing against him, he was always a goal scorer, and now it's a lot easier. I can just throw him the puck, and he does everything for me. So not real hard anymore.
You've been playing with Ethan DeGroat on the same line so far. He's had a great start to the season, 7 goals so far. And, you have this chemistry with him, and I want you to talk about that a little bit. You guys kind of joined around the same time last year, midway through the season. You grew up playing roller hockey together. What is your chemistry like with Ethan DeGroat?
Yeah, in the summer we pretty much play only overtime hockey. Roller hockey was 4-on-4, so literally skating around the rink, it was kind of just 2-on-1s, 2-on-0s the whole time. So we've been doing that since we were probably 9 or 10 every single summer. I think it's got a lot to do with it, just because I think we both know kind of what we like and don't like, just seeing it from a very long time.
Yeah, and kind of speaking of playing hockey growing up for you on a personal level, you were a defenseman. Yeah. All throughout high school, your youth, and you came in to Mizzou Hockey, and you've made this transition to being a forward, and that's worked out pretty well for you. Can you kind of describe what that's been like and the challenges of making that transition from defense to forward in college?
Yeah, I kind of throw it out. I joke about it. Going back to defense all the time. Bob genuinely doesn't like the idea. So I've kind of just been stuck with the forward thing. I got a linemate, unfortunately, that doesn't want to let me go. Ethan's always on about me. But playing with a guy like Ethan or Bomber and Bramstead, it makes it really easy because my job is usually in the offensive zone the whole time, so I don't really have to play defense. So it's not been real tough on the transition. It's been pretty easy.
Yeah, I talked about Ethan DeGroat. Obviously, Eli Baumstark started the year on that line with you guys, but he missed the last series against Oklahoma State. So it was the freshman Fred Bramstead who got the promotion to your line, and he was impressive in that series. How proud are you of him to be able to come in as a freshman and be able to handle the spotlight so well so far?
It's really nice to see. He definitely started off a little scared, I'd say. There's a lot of times he had open nets and he was just holding the stick a little too tight, looking to make an impression they didn't really need to make. And then once he lightened up, he had a lot of fun. He was more vocal on the bench and just scored a lot of goals.
Yeah, it's been really impressive that his play really showed throughout the weekend against Oklahoma State. I think one of the big storylines with this team so far this year is the youth, especially in that top 6. This weekend, 5 of your top 6 forwards were either freshmen or sophomores. So does it ever occur to you that, this kind of core group of offensive players has the chance not only to play this year together, but to kind of build this thing for several years down the line and really kind of establish this culture further?
Yeah, I think we talked about the year where we were kicked out of a division a lot. I think it's big. And now that we're kind of successful at the D3 level and we're starting to get successful at the D2 level, having the younger guys helps out a lot because it brings in more guys over time. A lot of the guys we played youth hockey with and stuff, they go here. They may not play now, but may end up coming just because they see how much fun we're having. Or just the guys that are in high school now seeing that we win a lot of games and we have a good time that want to come here.
Yeah, a lot of new players on this Mizzou hockey team. We talked about Fred Bramstead, Chris Pidge, another name. Carson Weber made his debut this weekend. What has it been like from the perspective of a returning player, just kind of welcoming these new guys into the locker room and making them feel comfortable? Because their play on the ice has shown that they look comfortable from our perspective, but what does that look like in the locker room just to kind of welcome them and have them gel with you guys so quickly?
Yeah, I think with the younger guys, they're kind of scared walking in the locker room the first time. You got guys who are 24 years old in there, but they're starting to warm up to the culture. and have a lot more fun than they were at the beginning of the year. They were all very tense and kind of taking it a little too serious at times. Now they've kind of realized what we're about, and they've kind of warmed up and been a lot of fun to be around.
And another freshman on this team, the goaltender Matthew Zitzman, who made his debut in that second game against Oklahoma State. Patrick Stipolkolski made his debut against Purdue. So a couple of freshman goalies getting a chance to play, but I want to talk about Zitzman against the Cowboys. How impressed were you with his poise?
He played good. I mean, he didn't face a lot of shots at the beginning of the game. The ones he did face, he made the save on. I think there's a couple goals he wants to have back. He didn't really like that they went in. But there wasn't much he could do about them. It wasn't really his fault at all. It was kind of defensive breakdowns that led to both of them. But other than that, I think he played great.
Yeah, I mentioned it a little bit earlier, but you joined midway through last season. And, this season, obviously, you get to start fresh at the very beginning, from the very beginning. How big has that been for you, just to be here from the start, not have to kind of pick things up midway and learn things, in January like you had to last year?
Yeah, I think it helps out a lot having, that 90% of our team played last year. So we're all kind of in the same idea, so it's easier to bring the younger guys up to speed. Like last year, joining a semester, we only had 13 games or so to kind of figure it out. Now they have the full season to kind of figure it out and get used to everything.
Yeah, and speaking of last year, a really successful year, making it to the Frozen Four, moving up to D2. I was looking at it earlier today. Since the beginning of last year, you guys are 33-5-2. So, I mean, it's just been wins after wins after wins for this program. What does it mean to you to put the sweater on, wear that Tiger logo on your chest, and be a part of a winning culture like this one?
I think it's, bigger for the older guys than it is the younger guys that were around when they weren't winning very many games, because they're the ones that kind of kept the dream alive for all of us. They could have easily just packed it up and quit then, but they decided to turn it around. And I think that's what makes it so special, is being part of something that, guys are so proud of being a part of. It makes it pretty easy to be, proud of being here and wanting to be better every day.
And looking ahead, you guys have a tough schedule coming up. The road doesn't get any easier after these first 6 games at home. You go on the road for the first time to St. Louis to face Lindenwood, Arkansas, and Maryville. What are some things that you guys as a team still need to improve? Even with winning 5 of those first 6 games, what still has to be worked on to continue piling up the wins as the season goes on and as you guys make this trip to Maryville?
I think just trust and buying into our systems. I think we got to trust our coach and his decisions. I think we got to trust ourselves and then trust who we're playing with and who else is on our lines and stuff like that. I think defensive systems, we've got to get a little better. We obviously have given up a couple of goals a game that we probably shouldn't have given up. But other than that, I think we're doing well. And I think we could up our speed and tempo a little bit for sure.
Yeah, well, 16 goals for you guys against Oklahoma State. You only scored 14 in the first 4 games combined. Was there something that you felt like really clicked offensively before the Oklahoma State series that resulted in you guys getting more pucks in the net?
I think a big thing was getting our coach back, for one, was pretty big. Missing him the first couple games was a little different on the bench. I think the intensity wasn't as good, and for sure. And then I think we realized that we can't do it our own way. We kind of got to buy into what he's saying and doing the systems that he's put in place for us for a reason. And that's kind of why we took off so quickly.
Ian Paprocki alongside Mason Budde. Mason, thank you for being here. Good luck against Maryville, Arkansas, and Lindenwood coming up next week. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you for watching, and have a good one, everybody.